We are Dynamic Feet.
I'm Daniel Dennehy.
I'm Fatima Fall.
And I'm Alexandra Ortiz.
Hello everyone, my name is Jay Shaw and I'm one of the 4 CEOs of Dynamic Feet. Considering that I was taking this class from Long Island, it was generally difficult for my team to meet up, to schedule meetings, and to work on the simulation as a whole. However, due to a solid understanding of all of the CEOs, we made it possible. When we started out with the simulation, our mindset was based on assumptions and what we thought would work within a business. However, we didn't really understand how the simulation worked. Upon realizing our faults, we knew we had to switch up our strategy, which will be discussed later in the video. We began utilizing more of the features offered and started doing pretty well. Unfortunately, towards the end, we made a few mistakes which hurt us a little bit. The simulation was great overall because it taught us how to strategize with team members to run a business. Although we all agreed that there is a lot that is offered in the simulation, there were so many different pieces to the puzzle in order to run it as effectively as possible. It showed us how much care planning must go into each step of the process, and if someone isn't there for that, they end up falling behind in terms of staying up to date with the idea going forward. It was very useful that the simulation gave us a goal for each week. It allowed us to think of the best ways to increase the numbers in the respective fields. It allowed us to understand how different decisions can impact business overall.
Strategic vision. Dynamics Feet's vision is to be the company that provides the best athletic footwear to all consumers while being environmentally conscious and contribute to the goodness of our world. We are a company that fully adheres and abides by the 3 Ps: profit, people, and planet. As part of our vision, our goal is to create the perfect footwear that delivers comfort, reliability, and style. We aim to grow into the industry's #1 shoe company, supplying high-quality shoes at a low cost. We intend to have a large variety of designs and models for our consumers to choose from. The goal is to expand throughout all countries, cultures, and age groups. Footwear that goes from gym to red carpet.
Originally, we attempted to run our company with a blue ocean strategy approach, which is a combination of differentiated strategy and cost leadership strategy. This would allow us to provide a differentiated product at a low cost. However, we found that to truly differentiate ourselves to the extent that we were hoping to wasn't really possible within the simulation. Cost leadership was more of an attainable goal. So we transitioned from a diversification strategy to a cost leadership strategy. We wanted to sell unique, versatile shoes to create a higher perceived value while controlling costs. One way that we controlled costs was by selling a lower number of models compared to our competitors. We sold 50 branded models and 100 private label models. We always used a higher percent of standard materials compared to superior materials, and on average, most of our competitors used around 40% of superior materials in their products. Our products only had around 30%. By recognizing the correlation between material investment and product distribution, overall revenues, and net income, we were able to pursue a cost leadership strategy and maintained our lowest price by still maintaining an acceptable level of quality.
Okay, strategic group. So this is basically talking about our closest competition, and throughout the simulation, our closest competitors overall were the companies Elite Explorers and Fresh Fit. During the first 2 weeks, they were ahead of us because we hadn't really found our footing yet. But when we switched over to a cost leadership strategy, the 3 of us seemed to shuffle around each other on the scoreboards each week in terms of EPS and revenue. There was one score metric, however, that our group had not performed as well as these other 2 groups, and that was the image rating. We had failed to realize that the CSRC initiatives in the simulation required aggressive attention, and only after around a 5-year period would we be able to see any gains in the image rating. When we didn't see any immediate changes in our image rating, when we had updated the initiatives, we wrongfully underestimated its impact and failed to think in the long run. Okay, so these are the lessons we learned. One of them was that each and every action taken has a reaction, and this was evidenced by simply like changing a price would drastically change the EPS, the revenue numbers that were predicted.
We also learned that things are always changing with business, from your competitor's mindset to the environment around you. So it's important to be aware of those changes.
Not all decisions have large impacts, but can still provide tons of insight. For a business to run efficiently, the people running it must be dedicated, responsible, and reliable.
The increasing importance of corporate social responsibility and impactfulness of celebrity endorsements. Corporate social responsibility, that has to do with the ethics of the company, their responsibility in terms of society, and that has a large impact on how the company operates.
And it's also important to strategize ahead of time.
So the last slide, which is reflection. What we would do differently if this were a real world company would be to work harder in understanding the details of what it makes the business run with regards to EPS, ROI, image rating, etc. We would definitely take an active role in traveling to the locations the businesses had invested for production, materials, and marketing in order to ensure that the companies we are working with have the same high standards as our company claims to be.
And traveling would be considered part of corporate social responsibility realm, where we actively contribute to society as we strive to financially succeed, to let those two goals coincide with each other. We would also focus heavily on company culture and ensure all of our employees are rewarded for their hard work.
And in the real world, we could have taken advantage of more opportunities to promote our brand, such as utilizing more celebrity endorsements. We also could have been more competitive with other companies in our attempts to dominate the market. It helps to know what the competition is doing and what is working well for them in order to make our own adjustments to benefit our company.
All right, that's it. Thank you.
Happy holidays!